Hey guys, tonight we begin a new journey into the distant past. So dim the lights, maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum, and let your thoughts settle as we drift into another quiet chapter of forgotten history. Now, close your eyes if you like, and let's begin. It begins not with fire or stone, but with silence. A silence stretched across the flat plain like a skin, taut and expectant, before the city, before the brick, before even the path. There was only wind and dust. You are awake before the sun. There is no alarm, no rooster, no sense of urgency, just the coolness of the sand beneath your mat and the rustle of reeds beyond the threshold of your shelter. You sit up slowly, joints stiff, mind blank. The sky above you is still dark, but faintly graying. There will be no breakfast. Not yet. Food is scarce, even now, even before anything has been built. You chew a dried fig from yesterday and rise, brushing the sand from your tunic. Your shelter is made of reeds and rope. Its walls breathe with the wind. The roof droops slightly, where the cords loosened overnight. It smells of dust, smoke, and sweat. Outside, others are stirring. Figures wrapped in linen, hair bound with twine. No one speaks. The day is already waiting, heavy with tasks not yet begun. You join them, walking toward the river. It is not a short walk. Your feet are bare. The path is uneven. The morning air is cooler than it should be. A jackal howls, then stops. Birds rustle in the tall grasses. No one looks up. No one wonders. You reach the bank. The river is low. The mud clings to your toes. Buckets are filled, carried back. The same path, the same silence. These buckets are not for drinking. They are for mixing. Clay and straw and dust and water, shaped into bricks and dried in the sun. There is no kiln, only patience and heat. You pass rows of them stacked neatly, drying slowly. Some will crack, others will not. You do not think of that. You only carry, you only place, you only move. There are others with you, hundreds maybe more. No one counts. Some are stronger, some are older. All are tired, all are silent. A man coughs, a woman adjusts the cloth on her head. A child stumbles and does not cry. These are not your family, but they are not strangers. You share labor, you share water, you share silence. That is enough. The foreman walks past. He says nothing. He holds a stick. He does not use it. He does not need to. The sun climbs. The bricks are turned, moved, aligned. The outlines of structures are drawn into the earth with string and charcoal. You help stretch the cord from one post to another. You do not ask what it will be. A wall, a hall, a granary. It does not matter. It is the beginning. That is all you are told. That is all you know. The string is pulled tight. A stake is driven. Another, then another. Straight lines in a crooked land. You are given a tool, a wooden scraper, a flat stone, a rope to haul. You use what you are given. Your hands blister. Your back aches. You do not stop. There are breaks, but not many. Water is passed around in a clay jar. You drink. It tastes of earth. You wipe your mouth. You return to work. The sun burns now. Your shoulders darken. Your lips dry. The wind rises. Dust stings your eyes. You blink. You keep working. A stone slips. A man cries out. The foreman looks. The work stops for a moment, then begins again. The pile of bricks grows smaller. The outline of the wall grows taller. You begin to see shadows form where there were none. A shape rises from dust. Not a building, not yet. Just the idea of one. But it is something, more than before. You feel no pride, not yet. Only exhaustion. Your knees ache. Your stomach growls. You taste salt on your skin. Someone calls the halt. The sun is low. The air is softer. You return the tool. You wash your hands in the river. Evening is not rest. It is just another kind of work. The fire must be lit. The meal must be stirred. The children must be quieted. You lie down without ceremony. The mat beneath you is rough. The sky above is a flat gray, barely touched by stars. There is no moon tonight, just wind, distant and soft, whispering through the reed walls. You listen, not for words. There are none, just the rustle, the small, nameless sounds that mean everything is as it was. You close your eyes. Sleep does not come quickly, but it comes. In dreams, there are bricks, dust, heat, a line of figures stretching far. All carry, all move. You wake when the sky is pale, not bright, just less dark. Your mouth is dry, your legs stiff. You sit slowly, stretch gently. Outside, others are rising. Quietly, always quietly. You walk the same path. The river again. The buckets again. The silence again. Nothing changes, and yet everything does. Each day, a little more brick, a little more line, a little more shape, where before there was only dust. The work has rhythm. Pull, place, press. Pull, place, press. The rhythm enters your hands, your breath. By midday, the heat pulses. Shadows crawl along the ground. You pause. You wipe your face. You do not speak. No one does. Voices are saved for warning or injury or prayer. The foreman walks. He watches. You avoid his eyes. Not from fear, from habit. A gesture learned long ago. He speaks once. A name. The man stumbles forward. He has blisters. He is sent to the shade. That is rare. That is mercy. You keep working. The wall climbs. In the evening, you carry water again. This time, not for bricks, but for soup. The same pot, the same fire, the same root vegetables. A grain you do not know the name of. It fills the belly. It dulls the hunger. You do not ask for more. You do not look for flavor. You eat because the body needs it. The stars are brighter tonight. The moon returns, a pale smudge, barely there. Still, it feels like change. Someone hums. Not a song, just sound. Low, even, steady. It does not disturb. It soothes. You lie down. The mat is warmer. The dust softer. You think of the wall, the bricks, the tools. You think of the way the light caught the string when it was pulled tight. You do not dream, or if you do, it is only of dust. The wall grows, slowly, brick by brick, day by day. You no longer need to ask what it will become. It is becoming. That is enough. The line now curves, a bend. A second wall rises, angled, joined by another. The space between begins to feel different. Less like a field, more like a place. A shadow lingers in the corner, not from light, but from shape. You notice it. Others do too. No one speaks of it. Your hands are tougher now, the blisters gone, replaced by thick skin. The tools fit your grip. The motions are known. Pull, place, press. You measure by the bricks, not by the sun. You feel the weight of each, the warmth they hold from the morning, the chill they keep through night. Some are heavier, some chip at the corner. You do not ask why. You just move. The foreman marks a new space, a line, a circle. He does not explain. He does not need to. You carry more water, more clay, more straw. The pile shrinks faster now. The bricks dry slower. The weather is changing. The air tastes thicker. The river is lower. Someone coughs. It is not a sick cough. Just dust. Just dryness. But it spreads. You drink more. You speak less. At night, you do not wash. The water is kept. For drinking. For mixing. The fire is smaller. The pot lighter. The grain is thinner. Still, you eat. You chew. You sleep. The mat is familiar now. You no longer shift as much. You no longer dream. Or the dreams fade faster. One morning, a man does not rise. He breathes, but does not move. He is left on the mat. He is still there when you return. The next morning, he is not. The work does not pause. The line of bricks bends again. The walls meet. A corner forms. Then a shadow. Then a doorway. You do not step through it. Not yet. It is not finished. But it is there, a space meant for more than dust. A frame that holds the idea of what comes next. You run your hand along the edge. The surface is rough. The shape is not. Someone hums again. A different sound. Higher. Shorter. The tone is sharp. It stops when noticed. The moon is gone again. The stars dim. The night is colder. You pull the mat tighter. You close your eyes. You listen for the hum. It does not return. You sleep. You wake with soreness in your arms. Your back stiff. The ground less forgiving. You walk slower. The river is farther than you remember. The bucket's heavier. Still, you carry. Still, you return. The bricks are harder now. The edges sharper. The lines straighter. The walls taller. You do not see over them anymore. You must step back. You must imagine. A new tool is given. A cord with weight. It is used to test the wall. If it leans, if it holds, you watch as it sways. Just barely, but not enough to change. Not yet, the foreman nods. You return to work. The bricks continue. The space narrows. You feel it when you walk. The walls press gently, not tight, just closer, more than before. The fire tonight is stronger. Someone found dry wood. It crackles, sparks dance upward. The pot smells better. Something was added. You do not ask what. You eat. You feel it warm your chest. You sit longer. You do not speak, but you do not leave. The night feels slower. The stars feel nearer. The sky, heavier. You sleep with that warmth still inside you. The walls rise until they no longer need scaffolding. The corners are joined. The spaces between become rooms, not yet livable, but enclosed, sheltered, cool during the day, echoing at night. You step inside for the first time. The light follows you. It catches on the floor, still packed earth. The walls breathe dust. It smells of clay and time. You do not linger. Not yet. The space is not yours. More workers arrive, faces you do not know. Their hands are fresh, their movements slow. The foreman speaks more often now. He points, he nods, he directs. The rhythm breaks, becomes uneven. You adjust, you move where needed. The new ones do not speak to you. You do not expect them to. They will learn, as you did, in silence, through sweat. A stone is placed at the edge, different, darker, wider. It is marked. You do not know the symbol. It is pressed into the surface, deep, intentional. The foreman places his hand on it, holds it there, then steps away. No one else touches it, but all notice, all remember. You work near the marked stone the next day, carefully, slowly. The bricks fit tighter here, the angles sharper, the lines measured twice, 3 times. You feel eyes watching, not just the foreman, others. You do not look up. You do not speak. You place each brick with steady hands. The wall does not lean. The air is hotter now, still. The wind has stopped. The dust settles quicker. Your clothes cling. The clay dries too fast. Cracks form. You scrape and start again. The pile of bricks dwindles. New ones are not ready. You wait more, work less. The silence stretches. Not peace, not rest, just pause. At night, the fire is gone. There is no food. A pot, still empty. A bowl, unfilled. The river gave nothing. You sleep with hunger. You wake with it. You work with it. Your hands tremble once, then steady. The body remembers even when the mind forgets. The wall continues. One of the new workers leaves. No one stops him. No one speaks. He walks into the dust and does not return. His tools are untouched. His mat, still flat. That night, someone fills his space. A new face. No introduction. Just presence. The pattern does not change. You are asked to move stones now, not bricks. Heavy, uneven. You use ropes, levers, wood for sliding. It is slower. It is harder, but you do not complain. Your back aches differently. Your hands lose feeling. The work is rougher, less precise, but needed. Always needed. The walls near the marked stone grow higher. You notice fewer people work there. Only those who do not speak, who do not pause, who do not hum. You join them sometimes, when called. You do not linger after. The space feels closer, tighter, not from size, from something else. You sleep now without dreams, without sound. The sky remains clear, too clear. No clouds, no rain. The river is lower still. The mud cracks. The bucket sinks deeper. You pull slower. The water smells stronger. But you drink. There is nothing else. A voice cracks one evening. Someone sings. Not well, not loud, but real. A tune with no words. Just tone. It fades before it finishes. No one claps. No one joins. But no one stops it either. You hear it long after it ends. You carry it with you. Into sleep. Into work. You return to the wall. The bricks are fewer. The stones heavier. The lines etched deeper. You see another symbol. Different. New. This one is not pressed. It is carved. A curve. A line. A mark that means something. You touch it. Just once. It is warm. You do not ask what the mark means. No one tells you. The wall continues. More rooms take shape. More paths form between them. The space begins to breathe. The wind returns. Just a little. Enough to move loose dust. Enough to bring the smell of stone. The smell of effort. The smell of something new. A child appears. Not working. Watching. Their eyes follow the foreman. They carry nothing. Speak to no one. But they return each day. They sit near the doorway. The one you built. Their feet tucked beneath them. Still, calm. You grow used to them. Their silence becomes part of the place. Like the dust. Like the shadows. One night, the moon rises red. Low and wide, it fills the sky. No one speaks of it. No one points. But all see it. All feel it. The fire burns longer that night. The food is shared more carefully. You watch the flames. You watch the faces. Everyone sees the same moon. But not the same thing. You are moved to the far edge. The ground here is uneven. Rocks rise like teeth. The work is harder, less precise. You stack stones, not bricks. They do not fit. They resist. You wedge clay between them. You pour water. You press harder. The wall grows, but it leans. Slightly. The cord sways too far. You start again. The child watches from the doorway. Still quiet. Still alone. You glance once. They do not meet your eyes, but they stay. The wind is stronger now. It whistles between the new walls. It catches loose fabric. It steals the warmth from the fire. You sleep curled tighter. You wake with sore bones. The foreman speaks less. His face is darkened by the sun, by dust, by thought. He gestures more. Short, sharp motions. The new workers still struggle. Some leave. More arrive. The rhythm breaks again. You adjust again. Always adjusting. Always moving. A wall falls. Not fully. Just a section. But loud. Sudden. Dust chokes the air. A man cries out. He is not dead, but close. The work stops for a moment, then starts again. The man is taken away. You do not see him again. A new pile is started. The fallen bricks are not reused. You carry one of those new bricks. It feels heavier. It crumbles faster. You handle it gently. It still breaks. You are told to fetch another and another. The pile shrinks quickly. The river gives less clay. The straw is brittle. The fire too weak. Still, you build. The spaces feel narrower, not from walls, from people. The quiet is sharper. The glances longer. Someone laughs. It sounds wrong. It ends quickly. The child still comes, still watches. Now from farther away, from behind the wall. Only their eyes show. You nod. They do not respond, but they do not leave. A door is placed. Wood. Bound with cord. It groans when opened. It closes too quickly. It slams, then sticks. It is adjusted, then adjusted again. Still, it does not fit. But it is there. A mark of change, of entry, of pause. You touch it once. The wood is warm, like the carved stone. The night comes faster. The light fades earlier. You finish work in half dark. Your hands fumble more. Your steps slower. Still, you return. Still, you rise. Still, the walls grow. Now higher than two men. Now strong enough to hold silence, not just block wind, but hold sound in. You feel it when you walk. The sound changes. Your breath changes. Something is taking shape. Something more than walls. The air feels heavier. The walls no longer echo. They absorb. The quiet settles inside them. You notice your footsteps sound softer. The voices carry less. The fire crackles, but you hear less of it. You sit closer. You listen harder. But the quiet stays. The rooms gain roofs. Flat at first, then sloped, beams laid, covered in woven mats, then more clay, weighted stones. They hold through the night. They hold through wind. Rain does not come, but they are ready. The roofs change the space. They hold shadow. They press the air. The rooms smell darker. You step inside one. No task. Just a pause. You breathe in. The scent is familiar. Dust. Straw. Old clay. But it sits differently. Lower. Still. You sit. Just a moment. The mat is coarse. The floor cool. The light from the doorway does not reach far. You close your eyes. You open them again. You leave. The child is not there. Not today. Not at the doorway. Not behind the wall. You notice quickly. You scan slowly. You say nothing, but others look too. The space feels different. Just slightly, just enough. A new mark appears. Near the center. Not on stone. On the ground. Pressed with weight. A circle. A cross. A hollow line. You step around it. All do. No one asks, but no one touches. It stays there, unmarked, undisturbed. Even the wind avoids it. The walls join at higher points. Arches begin. Curves take shape. You build without understanding, but the shape holds. Stronger than angles. Smoother. It rises with ease. You feel less resistance. The structure feels lighter, but more solid. One wall cracks. Deep. Not wide, but enough to worry. The foreman inspects. No orders. Just silence. He returns the next morning. The wall is taken down. Carefully. Respectfully. The bricks are set aside. They are not broken. Just moved. The wall will return. Just not now. You are given a new task. Digging. Not deep, not wide. A trench around the edge. Dry earth, packed tight. You chip it loose. You remove it slowly. The wind carries the dust. Your hands ache in new ways. The foreman watches. He does not speak. He just stands at the edge. The trench circles the whole place, the whole shape. Not just buildings, but space. It defines. It separates. You realize the size, the scale. This is no shelter, no home. This is something more. The thought lingers. You do not speak it. You dig. The trench finishes. The wind fills it. The child returns. They walk along the edge, 1 foot in, 1 foot out, arms wide, balanced, silent. They do not look down. They do not look at you. But they walk the full circle, then sit near the entrance. The door still sticks. A figure arrives. Different. Not a worker. Clean. Straight back. Tall. They wear color. Not earth tones, but dyed, deep red. A wrap at the waist. Lines on their arms. Their feet bare. They speak to the foreman. Quiet. Close. Short words. The work does not stop, but everyone watches. That night, a new fire is lit. In the center, near the mark. It burns high, clean. A different scent. Resin. Herb. Smoke rises without curl. It lifts straight into the sky. The workers gather, not close, but around. The figure sits near it. Crossed legs. Straight spine. Eyes open. They do not blink. The fire burns through the night. You do not sleep. You watch. You feel the heat, even from distance. The figure does not move. The foreman does not speak. The others do not whisper. The sky stays clear. The wind still. The smoke rises. You close your eyes. You open them. The fire is lower. The figure gone. Ash remains. A soft ring where fire once burned. No footprints near it. Just settled dust. The mark remains beneath. Unchanged. Untouched. The morning work begins without command. Slower. Calmer. The tools feel heavier. The hands move softer. No one speaks of the fire, but all remember. The figure returns. At midday. Alone. No tools. No pack. They walk the outer path. Not entering. Just circling. Observing. Eyes scanning. Shoulders still. The child sees them. Watches. Steps back. Then disappears. You glance at the others. They do not notice. Or pretend not to. Work shifts again. New focus. The center cleared. The trench deepened. The bricks rerouted. You are asked to carry water. Not for clay. For washing. Stones are cleaned. Tools as well. Hands, more often. A small bowl is placed near the mark. It fills slowly, carefully. No one drinks from it. A cloth is raised. 4 poles. Stretched tight. It shades the center. You are not asked to enter. Few do. The ones who do so slowly, with bowed heads. They do not stay long. They say nothing after, but they carry the quiet with them. It clings. A new wall begins. Not for shelter. A ring. Low. Thin bricks. Precise lines. You help align them. Not just by sight. By string. By shadow. By balance. Each brick placed with breath, held. Then exhale. Then pause. Then the next. You sleep farther away now. by the edge. The noise is less, the stars brighter, the river quieter. You miss the heat, but not the closeness. You sleep longer, you wake slower, but you still rise, still return, still build. The child appears only in the evening now, silent, watching, their feet dusty, their eyes sharp. They stay by the trench. They do not speak, but they hum, low, repeating, a pattern with no start, no end. It lingers after they leave. More people arrive. Not workers, not from here. They wear different wraps, carry different tools. Their eyes study everything. They walk slowly. They whisper. They point. But not at you. Not at the walls. At the space. At the way light moves between forms. At the way shadow bends. A voice is heard. Deep. Controlled. From the figure. One sentence. No more. The workers pause. Some nod. Some look down. You do neither. You keep working. But slower. With thought. With care. A new path is laid. From the entrance. To the center. Flat stones. Crushed soil. Packed tight. Not for carts. Not for tools. Just feet. It curves gently. No marks on either side. No breaks. It is cleaned each morning. Before light. That night. The sky clouds. The wind picks up. The dust does not settle. It moves faster. The fire is not lit. The figure is gone. The foreman stays close to the center. His eyes stay low. The workers eat quietly. You watch the clouds. You listen to the wind. It speaks, but says nothing. Rain comes. Not strong, not cold, but steady. The first in weeks. The roofs hold. The walls hold. The path stays clean. The mark stays dry. The bowl fills. The wind calms. The night passes. In the morning, the child hums again. A different tune. Slower. Lower. The new people join the line. Not working. Watching. Respectful. Still. One kneels by the wall. They touch the stone. They close their eyes. They rise again. No words, just movement. The bricks near the center begin to change. Darker. Smoother. Fired differently. You notice the difference when you lift them, when you set them, when you run your hand across them. They catch light. They resist dust. They feel meant for something else. The bricks arrive in smaller batches, each wrapped in cloth, each carried with care. You are not told why, but you treat them differently. You wait longer before setting them. You check the ground twice. You clean your hands. One breaks. Not from carelessness, from a shift, from the ground below. It cracks without sound. You hold both halves, unsure. You look for the foreman. He nods once. You carry them away. You do not try to fit them back together. The child watches, still humming. The tune slower now, the pattern harder to follow. They stand farther back, behind the trench, on higher ground. They lean against a tree, the only one that remains. A new line is drawn, not with cord, with ash, soft, fragile. The wind moves it. People step around it, even when no one watches. You do too. You do not ask, but you wonder. The foreman speaks at night. just once. Around the fire, he speaks of the ground, of lines, of paths, of balance. He names no gods, no spirits, just shape, just memory, just wind and fire and water and earth. The workers listen, then sleep. No one speaks of it the next day. A space opens near the center, cleared, smoothed, measured, not large, not small, just right. The new bricks go there, only there. No others. The workers take turns. No hurry, no words. One brick at a time, one breath at a time. A man sings, soft, steady, a new sound, not from here, but it fits. It fills the gaps between steps, between tools, between thoughts. The work finds a new rhythm. The dust seems lighter, the tools warmer. The fire returns, not in the center, at the edge, small, still. It does not draw the crowd, but you go, a few others. You sit, no talk, just warmth, just the crackle, just the stars. The child sleeps by the tree, wrapped in their arms, still, breathing slow, the hum silent, the night longer, the wind softer. You stay until the fire fades. Then you return. The figure returns, not alone. Others like them, different colors, different heights, same walk, same quiet. They move through the space, not over it, around the mark, along the path, under the cloth. They leave no trace. You are asked to stop. Not all, just some, just for a time. You watch, you rest, you clean, you think. The walls do not grow, but the place does. It feels fuller, thicker, like breath held in a chest. A stone is placed, different from bricks, flat, round, marked. It rests in the center, not lifted, slid, with effort, with sweat, with silence. When it settles, the workers sit. Not all, but many. You sit too. A sound begins, not a song, not a word, a tone from the figure. Low, held. The others join. Higher, softer, layered. It grows, fills the space, fills your chest. Your breath changes. Your hands rest on your knees. Your eyes close. When it ends, no one moves. For a time, then slowly, one by one, people stand. They do not speak. They do not look back. They return to the edge, to sleep, to stillness. You stay, for a moment longer. The child is gone. The tree stands alone. The trench is dry. The sky is clear. You feel the stone behind you, warm, smooth, still. You rise. The days stretch longer. The sun stays higher. The work changes again. Not walls, not bricks. Earth, moved, leveled, raised. Not much, just enough. You do not ask. You watch the shadow it casts. A new path curves near the old, then splits, then returns. You walk it each morning, alone, before the others wake. Your feet trace the bend. Your eyes follow the slope. You feel the shift. The space is no longer flat. It breathes. It pulls. The cloth above the center is taken down, slowly, folded, set aside, not discarded. The sun falls where it did not before. The stone warms faster, its edges sharper, its shape fuller. You do not touch it, but you sit near. You look longer. More people come. They do not stay, but they pass through. Some carry things. Some carry nothing. Some speak. Some do not. The figure greets them all, with a nod, a gesture, a pause, no more. The child returns. They do not hum. They carry a bundle, wrapped tight, set down near the center. They do not open it. They do not stay, but they come each day. Same path, same step, same bundle, different cloth. One day, it is not a bundle. It is a pot. Clay. Fired. Simple. No marks. No handles. Placed with care. Then left. You approach. You look in. Nothing. Just air. You step back. That night, no fire is lit, but the air is warm, the stars clear, the wind still. The people gather anyway. Not all. Just some. They sit. They look at the stone, at the pot, at each other. No words. The next morning, something changes. A line appears, from the pot to the path. Just dust, but not random, not blown, drawn, with purpose, with thought. You step around it. You do not speak of it. You wait. The line is joined by others. Circles, angles, loops. Not large, not many, just enough. The figure walks them each morning. Bare feet, measured steps. They do not look at the sky or the people, only the ground. The work slows, not from fatigue, from rhythm, from attention. You shape the earth, not dig, not build. Shape, push here, press there, smooth, soften. You notice more, hear more. The wind has texture, the dust has sound. The foreman does not give orders. He watches, he listens, he kneels. Often, he speaks to no one, but he smiles. Once, briefly. It surprises you. Then it fades, but not fully. The child brings water now, from the stream, in small bowls, poured into the pot, then refilled, then poured again. No overflow, no drying, just steady, just enough. You count the steps, same number, every time. A bird nests near the tree, a small one, fast wings. It sings in the morning, then silent, then sings again. The child listens, their head tilted, their eyes closed. They mimic the sound, not perfectly, but close. The people begin to sing again, low, drawn, one note, then another, simple, spaced. A tone becomes a song, the rhythm becomes movement. Arms lift, feet shift, circles begin. You do not join, not yet. You watch, you breathe with it. Your hands rest, your mind still. You feel it, in your chest, in your feet, in your teeth. You smile. It surprises you. The night is quiet again. No fire, no speech, just the sound of cloth, of breath, of soil. You dream of a bowl, deep, empty, holding light. You wake with warmth, with calm, with silence. The sun rises slow. The trench is gone, filled, covered, forgotten. Not lost, just not needed. The stone remains. The pot remains. The lines remain. You stand. You walk the path. You nod to the tree. You do not look back. The lines fade. The earth shifts. The paths remain. Not marked, but known. Feet find them without thought. Hands brush the edges. Eyes pause in the same places. You work less now, but you still rise early. The foreman walks differently. Slower, straighter. He nods more, speaks less. The workers follow his rhythm, his quiet. The tools stay in place longer. The fires burn lower. The bricks rest untouched. The child brings nothing. No water, no pot, no bundle, just themselves. They walk to the center. They sit. They close their eyes. The wind plays with their hair. The dust settles around them. They remain. A drum is heard, soft, from beyond the rise. Then another, then silence, then again. The pattern repeats, not loud, but steady. A rhythm not of labor, of memory, of call. New faces gather, not to build, not to observe, just to be. They carry old things, faded cloth, smoothed stone, worn wood. They lay them gently, around the edge. No pattern, no reason, but all face inward. You are asked to sweep, not clean. Sweep, with care, not to remove, to reveal. You sweep the dust across the lines. You watch it settle. You trace with fingers. You understand less, but you feel more. One night, you do not sleep. Not for fear, not for pain, just stillness. The kind that holds, that weighs, that listens. You sit by the path. You look to the center. You see nothing, but you do not blink. In the morning, a circle is drawn, larger than before, with water. It darkens the soil. It shines in the light. It dries slowly. You walk its edge. Others join, quietly, one by one, step by step. A sound begins, from the stones, not made, released. A hum, a thrum. It moves through your feet, your hands, your chest. It lingers. It fades. It returns. You do not name it. You just hear. The figure stands beside you. You do not speak. You do not look. You know they are there. Their presence is enough. You both breathe. Deep, full, matched. Then they move on. Food is shared, not cooked. Dried, ground, soaked. Simple, gentle. It rests in the hand, dissolves in the mouth. No fire, no smoke, just warmth from within. You build a seat, not alone, with two others. Stones, set low, wide, balanced, not for rest, for waiting. It faces the center, no back, no shade, but it feels right. The sun lingers longer. The nights shorten. The stars fade sooner. The air thickens. The river runs slower. You notice more. The way the grass leans. The way the birds pause. The way your shadow moves. A voice breaks the air, not loud, not sharp, just true. A story, not long, not new, told in pauses, in space, in breath. The people sit. They do not nod. They do not move. They just hold it. You sleep near the stone now, by choice. You rise before the others. You feel the morning enter the earth. You feel your feet press to it. The earth answers. A visitor brings a drum, not to play, to leave. It is placed by the tree. No one touches it. No one claims it. But the wind moves it. Slightly. It shifts each morning, but remains. Children appear. More than before. They do not build. They do not ask. They just watch. They laugh. They run. But when they near the center, they stop. They bow. Then continue. You do not build now. You guide. You speak little. You show more. You shape with fingers, with steps, with space. The others follow, slowly, carefully, willingly. The stone in the center shines longer each day, not from sun, from air, from dust, from presence. It grows without size. It holds without weight. You sit near it again and again. You do not count the days, but you feel them in the path, in the walls, in the people, in the silence, in the breath. You feel the city begin. The paths meet, not by design, by presence. They cross, they echo, they mirror. The feet that walk them now walk together, not side by side, but near, in time, in breath. You feel it before you see it, a shift in tone, in rhythm, in weight. The sound of work changes, softer, slower, deeper. The tools do not strike. They touch, they settle. A new structure rises, not tall, not wide, low, long, quiet. Its purpose unspoken, but known. People pass it with care. They do not step close. They lower their voices. Inside, a line of stones, not uniform, not placed, just gathered, one by one, from different places, from different hands, some smooth, some sharp, some marked, some plain. Each morning, someone adds another. No ceremony, just a gesture, a pause, a breath. It becomes part of the shape. The line bends, curves, loops, finds a center. The child watches, their face unreadable, their hands still, their eyes wide. They do not speak, but they do not leave. They sit by the entrance, every day, same place. A man arrives with an instrument, not for sound, for line. He stretches string, sets stakes, marks distance, not to build, to remember. He draws with chalk, with water, with ash. The shapes remain for a day, then fade, washed by wind, by steps. But the people remember. They walk them anyway. The shapes are no longer seen, but felt. The food changes, not in taste, in form, thinner, cooler, slower. It is served in leaves, in shells, in hands. You do not chew, you hold. You let it melt. Another seat is built, this time alone, by a woman, stone and clay. She hums while she works, not a song, a rhythm, a guide. The seat faces the river, not the center. The river rises, just a little, just enough. It touches the old path, then pulls back. A new channel forms, a curve, a pause, a pool. Birds gather there. Children gather there too, not for play, for stillness. They place small things in the water, twigs, stones, berries. The offerings drift, then sink. The wind speaks again, not in words, in turns, in warmth, in pause. It wraps the stone, the tree, the path. It circles, it breathes. You wake one morning, and the center is changed, not moved, not touched, just changed. It feels heavier, clearer, fuller. You walk slower. You stand longer. A cloth is laid around the stone, thin, pale, barely seen. It moves with the air. It glows in the dark. No one guards it. No one explains it. A figure dances, slowly, not for show, for remembering. Their feet do not lift. They slide, they press, they follow the shapes. You watch, you listen. That night, many wake, not from sound, from feeling, a pull, a hush, a draw. They gather without plan. They sit without instruction. They wait. The moon is high. The stars clear. A sound begins, not from voice, from stone, from air. It grows, not loud, but full. You feel it more than hear it. The figure walks the path. One step, then another. The cloth lifts. The light shifts. The people breathe together. Slow, even, matched. You do not speak of it the next day, but it stays with you, in your hands, in your walk, in your rest. You gather clay, wet, cold, smooth. You shape it, not into tool, not into vessel, into sign, into echo. You place it near the path. Others do too. A row forms, not straight, not spaced, just present, just there. The row becomes part of the path, part of the place, part of the breath. You no longer wonder what it means. You feel what it is, and you continue. You rise before the sun. The path is soft. The air is still. You carry nothing. You expect nothing. But you walk, slow, even, quiet. Your feet know the way. The river reflects a pale line. Not sun, not fire, just light, a promise. You stop there. You listen. A bird calls, short, sharp, then silence. You nod. The figure waits near the water. They do not look up. They hold a bowl, simple, empty. They tilt it forward. Let the air move through. Then they place it in the grass. You sit beside it, not to wait, not to watch, just to be. The child approaches. No bundle, no pot, just a hand held out. They place a pebble in the bowl. Others come, one by one. Some carry leaves. Some bring sand. Some carry nothing. They pause. They nod. They step back. The bowl holds it all. A cloud passes. Brief. Thin. Enough to dim the light. Enough to make the bowl shine. A quiet sound begins. Wind. Grass. River. Breath. It blends. You do not eat that morning. No one does. Not from hunger. From knowing. The food remains untouched. A gesture. A pause. A fast without rule. Later, the people gather near the seat by the river. The woman hums again. The child stands by her, their eyes closed, their breath slow, their hands open. The sky turns. The light bends. Shadows stretch, then fold. A bird lands on the stone, then leaves. The cloth moves once, then rests. A man walks the path alone, his back bent, his steps long. He carries a bundle, wrapped tight. He places it near the center. He bows. He leaves. No one opens it. No one asks. It remains untouched, but everyone sees it, and everyone makes space for it. You return to the same spot each evening, not to mark, not to measure, just to return. The dust holds your shape. The grass remembers your step. A girl weaves long strands of fiber, not into rope, into form, loose, wide. She drapes it between two trees. It moves like water in the wind. She names it nothing, but others touch it, sit near it, look through it. It becomes part of the place, not added, grown. The nights cool again. The fire returns, small, low, shared. No wood is wasted. No smoke is lost. The warmth circles. The people gather close. Stories return. Slowly. Not loud. Not long. A memory. A name. A place. A silence. Each is held. Then passed. Then held again. You speak once. A word. A name. It feels old, but true. No one repeats it, but no one forgets. It becomes part of the night. The drum by the tree is gone. No one saw who took it. No one asks. But its absence is noticed. The grass where it stood bends differently. The birds change. New songs. New flights. They gather in pairs, then scatter, then return. Their patterns shift, but they remain. A path leads farther now, beyond the hill, beyond the rise. No one marks it, but many follow it. Not far, just enough to feel distance. You follow one morning, alone, the sky clear, the air still. You pass 3 stones, stacked, flat, even. You nod to each, then return. The people begin to shape the earth again, gently, softly. They do not dig. They move. They smooth. They press. They pause. A wall rises, not to divide, to guide. It curves. It holds wind. It casts shadow. It hums in the heat. The woman places her seat near it. The girl moves her strands near it. The people gather near it and rest. You feel the city breathe. You step inside the curved wall, not to explore, to pause. The air feels shaped, held. It presses gently on your skin, not heavy, present. The space echoes without sound. It remembers footsteps, breath, intention. You place your hand on the stone. It does not change, but you do. Others enter after you, one at a time. No signal, no invitation. They sit near the wall, not against it. Near, close enough to feel, far enough to listen. A child laughs once, then stops. They press their ear to the ground. They nod. No one asks why. But everyone watches. The sun moves above. But the light remains soft. It glows along the wall's curve. It forms a line, then fades, then returns. Someone hums. A low sound. A question. A response. It rises and falls like breath. The people do not speak. They breathe in rhythm. The river bends again. Just slightly. A new branch. A new flow. It touches the edge of the city, then retreats. The earth stays damp. You follow it one evening. The sky pink. The wind cool. You find a cluster of stones, placed, but not arranged. Each bears a mark, a scrape, a dent, a burn. You kneel. You press your palm to one, warm, dry, still. You whisper nothing, but the stone seems to hear. You leave a thread. You walk back. At night, the sky is wider, the stars brighter, the fire smaller, the circle tighter. A story is told in gesture, in silence, in pause. The cloth by the stone lifts again, brief, slow, revealing nothing. Yet everything changes. You feel it, in your step, in your sight, in your rest. Tools are left untouched for days. No one builds, no one clears. They just are, and so are you. A woman plants a seed, not in a row, not in a field, just beside the path. She covers it with her sleeve. She hums once, then leaves. Children gather stones from the river. They carry them in pairs. They do not speak. They place them in a line, not straight, but certain. The line leads nowhere, but it is walked. Each morning, each dusk. Some follow it with closed eyes, some with hands forward, all in silence. One morning, the foreman stands alone by the wall, his hands empty, his eyes closed. He remains still until sunset. then walks away. You do not ask where he goes, but you feel his absence. The rhythm shifts. The air holds a different weight. A man begins to carve, on wood, on clay, on stone, lines, shapes, echoes. He says nothing, but the people come. They watch, they nod. Some copy, some trace, some stare for hours. A new rhythm begins, not with sound, with form, with memory, with hands. The wall receives a mark, then another, then another. Not decoration, not message, just presence. It becomes something new. You watch a girl touch the mark. Her eyes close, her lips part. She breathes once, deep, full, then walks on. The city does not grow larger, but deeper, more dense, not with stone, with stillness, with gesture, with knowing. You speak again. 2 words, no meaning, but everyone hears, everyone nods. It becomes a rhythm, a call, a rest. You return to the bowl by the river. It is empty, clean, still. You place a leaf inside. It turns once, then rests. You feel the city within you. You wake before light. The ground holds your warmth. The wind carries a new scent. Faint, earthy, distant. It stirs a memory you do not name. The people rise slowly, not from sleep, from quiet, from rhythm, from knowing. They move with care, with pause, with breath. The wall hums in the morning light. Its marks catch the sun. They glow, then fade. A new mark appears. You do not see it made, but it is there. A group gathers near the bowl. It is full now, not with food, not with water, with pieces, small, worn, smooth. They are arranged in a spiral. The child walks its edge, one step, then another, their arms out, their eyes closed. The people do not speak. They wait. A bird lands near the cloth. It chirps once, then flies. A man follows its path with his eyes. He smiles. He turns. He walks away. You follow. Not close. Not far. He moves without pause, without glance. He crosses the path, the grass, the stream. He does not turn. He stops at the hill. He kneels. He places his hand on the earth. He remains. The sky brightens. The wind stills. Then he returns. No one asks. No one explains. But that evening, others visit the hill. Alone, in pairs, in silence. They touch the earth, then walk back. A new structure forms, slowly, not planned, not built. It begins with a bench, then a stone, then a circle of footprints. It grows. A woman brings colored cloth. She ties it between 2 branches. It moves in the wind. It casts patterns on the ground. Children chase them. You carve your first mark, not on wood, not on stone, in dust. It lasts 1 moment, then vanishes, but you remember it. A man paints with crushed berries, on clay, on bark, on skin. The colors fade fast, but the memory stays. The fire is smaller tonight, the circle wider, faces softer, eyes brighter. A story is told with just a gesture, just a sound. A drum returns. Not the same, but similar. It rests by the tree. No one touches it. Not yet, but everyone sees. You sleep by the wall. Its curve holds you. You dream of water, of wind, of stone that sings. The next day, you build a path, not with stone, with step, with pause, with choice. Others follow. A new trail forms. Someone leaves a mark in ash, another in petals, another in thread. The path becomes a pattern. You walk to the river. The bowl is gone. In its place, a ring of pebbles, each smooth, each touched, each placed. The river is lower now. Its sound softer. You sit by its edge. You listen. You stay. The air cools. The fire rises again, this time with song. Soft, low, unnamed. A hum shared by all. A child begins to dance. Slowly, barefoot. Their steps match the hum. The dust rises gently. No one stops them. You watch. You breathe. You feel the stillness inside you deepen. The city has not changed, but you have, and the city knows. The city shifts in silence, not forward, not outward, inward, deep. The marks grow, not more, just clearer, bolder. You walk beside the wall. Your fingers trace the curves, some familiar, some new. They hold no meaning, but you feel them. In your breath, in your step, in your sleep. The child now leads walks at dawn. They carry nothing, say nothing, but others follow. The path changes daily, yet always returns. You follow one morning. The wind is still, the sky pale. You pass the hill, the seat, the tree with the drum. You do not pause. The child stops. They kneel. They press their hand to the ground. The group waits, not curious, not tense, just present. They rise. They lead back. The silence holds. The air feels lighter, the fire smaller, the shadows longer. A woman begins weaving again, this time with dry reeds, flat, wide. She does not tie them. She places them, layer by layer. The structure rises low. It curves gently, a dome, a space, a hush. No one enters, but many sit beside it, eyes closed, breath slow. A man builds a frame from branches, thin, crooked. He sets it beside the path, then walks away. The wind moves through it. Children hang threads from its corners. They do not match, but they move in rhythm. They dance when the wind sighs. You sleep earlier now, not from weariness, from quiet, from peace. The mat is softer, the dreams lighter. A woman begins to hum during the day. She stands by the river, her hands open, her eyes steady. The water ripples differently. You place a stone by her feet. She nods. She hums louder. The ripple widens. The sound echoes. The cloth over the stone is removed. Carefully, with pause, a bundle rests beneath, wrapped in fiber, dull red. No one opens it. No one speaks. But each person walks past it, slowly, left side only, eyes down. That night, the stars feel near. The air is heavy with quiet. No wind, no song, just fire, still, small, clear. You sit alone, not apart, just with space. The city breathes slower. Its rhythm shifts. A girl places her palm on the wall, then presses her forehead to it. She stands there until dawn, then walks away. You find your mark again, the one you left in dust. Someone traced it in charcoal. Someone else ringed it with seeds. You do not touch it, but you sit near it. You whisper, just once. The air holds your voice, then releases it. The river bends once more. It splits. One path dries. One deepens. Fish gather near the edge. Children watch without nets. A drumbeat returns. Once, then twice, then gone. No one looks, but everyone hears. You wake to find symbols painted on bark, hung from trees, tied with grass. No two the same, all close to the ground. You kneel beside one. You exhale. You feel your breath reflect. You leave a feather. The city does not explain. It does not direct, but it holds you. Gently, firmly, completely. And you are no longer a visitor. You are part of it. The days stretch longer now. The sun holds its place. Shadows stay still. You rise without sound. You move with the light. People speak less, not in silence, in sharing. A hand lifted, a glance held, a step matched. The dome of reeds has darkened with time. Dust clings to its edges. Still, it stands, a space of hush, of breath, of echo. Someone leaves fruit at its base. One piece, ripe, split open. No one takes it, but no one moves it. You walk the path slower. You notice patterns in the dirt, lines, spirals, footprints overlapping, a language without words. Children begin to mimic the marks, with sticks, with fingers, in sand, on skin. They laugh, they pause, they erase. A man builds a circle of sticks, not around fire, around nothing. He sits inside it each morning, facing east. Others do the same, not in rows, in rhythm. Circles bloom across the city. Each holds someone, or no one. The fire returns, not larger, just closer. It moves from place to place, carried in bowls, in hands, on stone. You carry it once, carefully. The heat pulses in your palms. People watch. They nod. They follow. You place it by the wall. It flickers against the marks. The shadows shift. Someone begins to hum. The wall hums back. You find a stone shaped like the city. Not exact, but you feel it. Its curves, its lines. You trace them with your thumb. You bury it near the tree, not deep, just enough. You mark the spot with a feather, with a shell, with silence. That night, you dream of wind passing through branches, of footsteps on damp earth, of still water holding stars. You wake with a word, one you do not know, but it stays, on your lips, in your chest, in your steps. You do not speak it, but you walk with it. Others notice. They do not ask. They feel it. The city feels it too. A boy brings 3 stones, places them in a line, points to the sky, then the ground, then the wall. He smiles, then leaves. A girl draws lines in ash, around her feet, around others. No two the same, but each held meaning, felt, not told. You gather sticks. You break none, only fallen ones. You arrange them in spirals, in waves, in nests. A woman weaves threads through branches. She hums. Her voice cracks. She does not stop. She hums through the breaks. The cloth by the stone changes color, faded by sun, touched by smoke, but still tied, still sacred. You touch it once. It moves in your fingers. It remembers you. The river is quiet, but not still. Fish move in slow arcs. Leaves drift in spirals. The sound is low, soft. You walk the edge. You leave a thread behind. It catches on a branch. You do not return for it. People begin to sleep in pairs, not for warmth, for rhythm, for breath. You do too. A child draws on your arm, not with paint, with dust. It fades as you move, but something stays. You rest by the dome. You listen to wind in the reeds. You hear stories without words. You close your eyes, and you dream of circles. The sky holds more stars now, or maybe you just see them better. You lie on your back near the hill, the grass cool beneath you. A sound moves through the city. Not wind, not voice. A breath, shared, gentle, widening. Someone places small lights in bowls, one by one, then walks away. The bowls glow. No flames, no smoke, just light. You follow their path. Quiet, slow. The bowls form a spiral, wide, loose, open in the center. A woman sits in the middle, not waiting, just being. Her eyes closed, her palms open. She hums without voice. You sit at the edge. Others join, in silence, in presence, in peace. The spiral does not close. The fire is moved again, this time higher, placed on a tall stone. Its light reaches farther, its heat dimmer, its meaning deeper. Children draw beside it. Circles, lines, marks, then wipe them away. They smile, then leave. You walk to the cloth. It hangs still, its edges frayed, its surface marked. You do not touch it. You sit near. Someone sings, not a song, a tone, a sound held in breath. It grows, then fades. It returns. It changes. The city responds. Walls echo softly. The river bends light. The wind stills. A child builds a tower of bones. Small, clean, stacked with care. No one asks, but all pass it with a pause. You leave food on a stone, not because of hunger, because of memory, because of rhythm. The woman by the river does not hum today. She holds her breath, long, slow, deep, then releases it toward the water. The water answers. It ripples back. It lifts a leaf. It carries it toward the dome. You stand where the wall first curved, where you first touched it. Your hand meets stone again. It is warmer now. Or maybe you are. The marks are deeper, clearer, brighter. You press your forehead to it. You close your eyes. The wall does not speak, but you hear something. Not sound, not thought, just knowing. You walk backward, step by step, not to leave, to see, to hold. The city stretches before you, still, slow, full. A girl paints her hands, presses them to bark, to clay, to skin. She leaves them everywhere. Blue, faint, present. You carry a bowl of ash. You sprinkle it along a path. It catches wind. It disappears. But the path remains. People begin to rest during the day, in groups, in pairs, in silence. They rise again without speaking. The dome is covered now, with layers of dust, of thread, of time. But people still sit by it, still breathe near it. A boy finds a bone flute. He blows into it once. It does not sing. He tries again. A low sound, then nothing. He walks away. You follow the river farther than before. Its sound grows thin, its banks spread wide. You find a new bend. There are no footprints, no marks, just space. You leave a feather, a thread, a stone, then walk back. The sun holds low now, its arc soft, the shadows long, the light golden. You walk without goal, just with rhythm. You find a tree bent low. You sit beneath it. You press your back to its trunk. You listen. The city hums. The city quiets even more. Not from silence, from fullness, from rest, from being. You wake before the sky glows. You walk without thought. The path meets you. The steps remember you. A child sits beside a ring of stones, their eyes closed, their hands on their knees. They breathe slowly. Others pass. They nod. They do not stop. The child remains. Still. Present. Light. The cloth is gone. Only a faint line remains. A memory in dust. In space. In air. You place your hand where it hung. You do not weep. But you feel a warmth rise behind your eyes. A group gathers near the river. They do not speak. One by one, they step into the water, fully clothed, fully still. They stand until the current passes their knees, then step out, slowly, without words, without glancing back. You do the same. The water cools you, clears you, carries something unseen away. That evening, someone lights a fire beneath the bent tree. The flames rise slowly, then sink low, then sleep. Children sit in a circle around it. They hold no objects. They say no words, but they smile. Wide, true, deep. The city changes shape, not outwardly, in breath, in flow, in rhythm. You walk through parts you never noticed. Small trails, quiet bends, shaded spots where feathers gather. You find a stone with 3 marks. Straight, even, deep. You place your hand beside it. Your fingers match. A woman sits with her back to a mound of earth. She hums, a low tone, repeated, soft. You sit behind her. She does not turn. You close your eyes. You match her tone. Soon, others join. No one leads. No one counts. But all match. A boy carries a bowl of water. He offers it to a tree, pours it slowly at the roots. The tree does not move, but it remembers. You carve a spiral into wood. You leave it at the river's edge. It floats, then sinks. The river keeps it. A man draws in the dirt with both hands. Circles, lines, shapes, then smooths them over with his feet. A girl sings a single note. Again, 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 until night falls. Then she stops. You hear a new sound, high, clear. You follow it. Not far, just enough. A small flute rests on a stone, made of bark, hollow, light. You lift it. You do not play. You sit beside it. Others arrive. No one touches it. But all watch. All feel. The fire moves again, this time near the hill. It burns low, blue at the edges, still. You gather leaves, arrange them in a circle, sit in its center. You breathe. The air enters, leaves, enters again. The wall is smoother now. Or your hands are. The marks are lighter. Or your eyes are stronger. You do not trace them. You lean against them. You listen. The dome is empty, but not hollow. It hums in wind. It holds silence. It holds breath, A man ties threads from tree to tree. No pattern, no plan. But when the wind moves, they sing. You follow a trail of shells, each placed with care. They lead nowhere, and everywhere. You place one more, then walk away. You wake before the sky shifts. The air is cool, still. A pause between breaths. A quiet that listens. You follow the path toward the east. Not straight, not planned, but steady. The earth welcomes your feet. A tree leans low. You duck beneath its limbs. A thread catches your shoulder. It holds, then slips away. You pause. You touch your chest. You feel nothing new, but everything different. A girl sits beside a circle of ash, her eyes closed, her hands covered in dust. She hums, the same note, then a different one. You sit nearby. You listen. The air hums too. The dust rises gently, then settles. The dome is quieter than ever, its edges softened by time, by hands, by air, by stillness. You kneel before it, not to enter, just to breathe. The ground is warm, the grass thin. A boy paints lines on bark, not pictures, not words, just marks. He places the bark in water. It floats away. People gather at the old seat, the one by the hill. They do not speak. They press their palms to the stone. They wait. The wind carries a faint tone, low, clear, repeating. It fades, then returns. You stand. You walk the long path, the one lined with feathers, some gone, some bright. At the river's bend, someone built a bridge, not of stone, of woven reeds, narrow, soft, moving. You cross it, slowly. Each step bends, each step holds. Across the water, you see a figure, distant, still. You do not approach. You sit and wait. They raise a hand, not in greeting, in rhythm, in pulse. Then lower it. You feel the city breathe. A woman shapes clay into bowls. She places them upside down, lets the wind dry them. She breaks one, then another, leaves the rest. The pieces stay where they fall. You pick up a shard, smooth, warm. You carry it. You do not know why. That night, the stars shift. A new one appears. Or maybe it was always there. A group walks with stones in their hands. They do not place them. They hold them. All night. At dawn, they leave them in a ring around the dome. Wide, uneven, quiet. You sleep near the ring. You dream of circles, of slow steps, of gentle hands. You wake to the sound of water over wood. The river has changed again, its path deeper, its edge smoother. A child lays beside the wall, their face to the sky, their arms open. They smile without looking. You sit beside them. You match their breath. You feel your ribs rise, fall, rise. The wall feels softer now, or you do. You press your back to it. You close your eyes. A man sings without sound. His mouth open. His breath long. His eyes closed. You do not hear him, but you feel it. In the air, in the dust, in your spine. You carry the shard to the old tree. You place it at its roots. You whisper, then leave. Someone ties feathers to your hair. You let them. You do not speak. They nod. The city does not teach. It remembers. It listens. It welcomes. It breathes. You follow a new path. One not made yet, but waiting. The grass bends. The air shifts. You walk slowly, with breath, with rhythm, with time. You wake to soft light. Not dawn, not sun. A glow from within, from walls, from air, from memory. The city is still, but not empty. You hear breath, steps, the sound of hands on stone. You walk toward the edge, where trees lean, where grass grows taller, where the wind listens. Someone shaped a path through the field. Bare feet, slow turns. You follow it. A feather rests on a branch. Still, upright, balanced. You take it. You carry it behind your ear. A girl sits on a stone. She hums into a bowl. The sound does not echo, but it lingers. You sit nearby. You breathe with her. You feel the shape of the tone. The dome is wrapped now, in vines, in thread, in time. People pass it gently. They press their hands to it, then move on. A boy arranges stones in a spiral, then leaves. The wind touches them, then stills. You sit by the river. It has widened again. The banks smooth, the current slow. Fish pass in shadow, silent, unseen. You place your feet in the water. It does not pull. It holds. A woman shapes fire in her hands. She does not burn. The flame dances, then rests in a bowl. She places it on the wall. It flickers once, then dims, then glows without flame. You walk to the tree, the one where leaves never fall. It holds a thread. You follow it. It leads you to a circle. Stones, bark, ash, water, empty at the center. You sit in the center. You listen. The city breathes around you, slowly, deeply, steady. Children pass. They do not speak. They leave marks in dust. They draw shapes with their toes. You trace one with your finger. A curve, a point, a pause. You do not know it, but you understand. The wall is warm. It hums at night. You sit against it. You close your eyes. You dream of the first stone placed, of the first breath shared, of the first circle drawn. You wake with sand on your hands, with feathers on your clothes, with silence in your chest. Someone leaves fruit by the dome. It splits open. A bird lands, eats, then flies. The fire returns to the hill, this time alone. No one sits near, but all glance toward it. You walk a line of bark, each piece laid carefully, each gap measured. At the end is a bowl of water, clear, still. You see your face, then the sky, then the city. You do not drink. You dip your hand. You leave a ripple. A child laughs in the distance. Not loud, not sudden. A laugh like wind, like rain on leaves. You smile. You walk back. You take the long path, the one no one made, the one that made itself. It curves through grass, through shadow, through breath. You return to the wall. You sit. You lean. You listen. And the city listens back. Morning comes without change. The light is soft. The air still. But something feels closer, nearer, known. You rise slowly. Your steps match the breeze, each foot placed with care, with rhythm. A girl balances stones in a line. tallest in the center, smallest at the edges. She walks away. You place one more stone, just beside, not touching. A mark of echo, not answer. The dome breathes in shade. Its cover loosens. Threads fall. Vines pull back. The surface shines. Not bright. Not sharp. A dull shimmer. Like breath on still water. You sit by the edge. You hum. Not a song. A pulse. A tone. It matches something in the dome. A boy circles a patch of dust. Again and again. His steps soft. His gaze low. He stops. He places a feather, then steps away. You understand, but say nothing. The river splits now. 2 streams. One fast. One slow. Both quiet. You cross at the meeting point. Stones placed like stepping words. You walk them. A woman gathers shells. She stacks them, not for display, for sound, for memory. She holds one to your ear. You hear a hum. You nod. She smiles. The wall is smoother now. Time polished it. Or hands. Or thought. You press your palm. You leave no mark, but you feel weight. Deep. Rooted. Gentle. Children carve circles into bark, then cover them with earth. A ritual of hiding, of saving. You do the same. One circle, one tree, one touch. Then Thoil, you sit beneath a bent branch. A thread dangles. You wrap it around your finger. It holds, then slips free. You do not reach again. The fire rests by the river. Its glow soft, its heat gentle. It flickers, then sleeps. A man places stones beside it, one by one, in silence. He does not stop. He does not hurry. A child dips leaves in clay, then presses them to stone. The patterns stay, briefly, then fade. You press your fingers to the same stone. You do not leave a mark, but you remember. The city gathers in quiet. No center, no call, just motion. Slow, gentle, joined. People hum different notes. They do not blend, but they do not clash. A chorus of separate piece. You add a tone, soft, low, yours. The sky holds one cloud. It moves slowly, then stops, then fades. Someone places food on the hill, not for taking, for giving, for presence. You add a fruit, ripe, split, sweet, then walk away. The dome reflects stars now, even in daylight. You see their marks, faint, true. You sit, you close your eyes, you breathe, and the city breathes with you. You wake before the city does. The sky is gray, the air is damp, the earth is still. You sit near the circle of stones. They have shifted slightly, not moved, just leaned. A child paints water onto bark. No color, just movement. It darkens, then dries. The dome hums, faint, constant, like breath at rest. You press your ear to the wall. You hear nothing, but you feel something. A woman braids grass into a long strand, then loops it around a stone, then walks away. You follow a trail of pressed reeds, each one flattened, each one placed by passing feet. The trail ends at the river. A boy kneels there, holding a bowl, letting it fill. He does not rise. He waits until it overflows, then pours it out. The water returns to itself. You pick up a stick. You draw a spiral in the mud. A bird hops near it, looks, hops away. The fire is low today. Blue smoke, thin flame. No one adds wood. No one tends it. But it does not go out. Children run past. Not fast. Not loud. Just light. Like wind in grass, they scatter feathers. You pick one up. You place it near the wall. A group sits in silence, facing outward, not inward, not toward the dome, but toward the edge. You sit among them. You do not ask why. A girl places 3 stones in a row, then covers them with ash, then stands. The sky opens a little. Light passes through, not bright, but wide. The wall no longer feels separate. It feels like part of you, or you of it. You lean back. You close your eyes. You remember something you never saw. A figure walks with a thread in hand. They tie it to branches, to grass, to stones. You follow the thread. It leads in a loop. It returns to you. You smile. You let it go. The river sings in small sounds, not words, not music, just rhythm. You hum along, without knowing how. Someone sits beside you. They place a stone between you. Neither of you speak. The stone warms in the sun, then cools as clouds pass. A bird circles above. It does not cry. It watches. You feel the city changing, not growing, not shrinking, shifting, like breath in a sleeping chest. The dome reflects the clouds. The fire reflects the dome. Your eyes reflect both. You sleep near the path, not on it, beside it. You wake to footsteps, light, repeating, gone. You sit. You wait. You do not search. The city will come to you. The morning is pale. The clouds are high. The city is quiet. Not sleeping, just listening. You walk along the edge of the hill, your feet soft. The grass cool. The wind watching. The fire is gone. Only ash remains. You touch it. It is cold. A girl draws circles in the dust with a branch. She does not look up. She does not stop. You walk to the wall. The thread that once wrapped it now lays across the ground. You pick up one piece. You tie it to a stone. You leave it there. The dome hums gently, lower now, like it speaks inward, to itself. People gather near the edge of the river. They do not cross. They place feathers in the water. You watch them float. One drifts back. You catch it. You place it near your heart. It stays for a while, then falls. A child builds towers of clay, not tall, not wide, just enough, then crushes them. He laughs, then walks away. You find a patch of flat earth. You sit. You press your hand into it. You lift it. Only the shape of your fingers remain. A man plays a string. Just one. No melody. Just vibration. The sound rests on the air, then fades. You close your eyes. You remember walking here. You remember the first breath the city took. You remember it before you arrived. A group gathers bark. They do not speak. They wrap it around stones. They place them near the dome. You do the same. A woman shapes leaves into lines. She lays them across the path. No one steps on them. The wall glows faintly now. From within, from memory. You trace a spiral, then stop, then walk away. Someone has marked the sky with smoke, thin, faint, blue. You follow its path. It ends in silence. A boy rests his head against a stone, his eyes open, his breath slow. He smiles. You sit beside him. You match your breath. You match his smile. A new path appears. Through dust, through grass, through hush. You do not ask where it leads. You follow. The city does not rise or fall. It shifts. A girl carries water in a shell. She spills none. She places it by the dome. It steams, then calms. The dome now holds reflections of trees, of hands, of sky. You press your palm to it. You leave no trace, but something remains. A bird lands on the wall. It taps once, then again, then flies. You sit beneath that mark. You close your eyes. You listen. The wind carries breath. Names not spoken, sounds not written. You remember none, but feel them all. You rest near the circle of stones. They no longer lean. They rise. You sleep, and the city sleeps with you. The sky is clear. The light is wide. The city breathes in silence. You wake without reason. A bird sings once, then again, then stops. You do not look for it. You listen. A group walks past. They carry nothing. They say nothing. But their presence fills space. You walk behind them, not part of them, but near. The dome no longer hums. It waits. Still, whole. A woman places a bowl of seeds near its edge. She does not stay. The seeds remain untouched. The wind carries soft voices, none familiar, all welcome. You touch the wall. It does not respond, but you do not remove your hand. A boy shapes water with his fingers. He touches the surface, then lets it settle. The river has narrowed again. Not shallow, just close. You step into it. The water circles your ankles, then moves on. Children draw on stones, not with color, but with pressure. They scratch circles, lines, spirals. Then they cover them with leaves, then walk away. You uncover one. You see the mark. You do not understand it, but you leave it open. The fire is gone. Only a ring of warmth remains in the ground. You sit there. The warmth passes through your legs, to your chest, to your hands. You feel calm. Someone walks past with a bundle of sticks. They do not stop. They leave one behind. You take it. You draw in the dirt. You leave the stick there. The dome reflects clouds now, moving shapes, distant white, shifting constantly. A girl sings to herself, low, repeating, like breath. You sit near. You join the rhythm, not the melody, just the pattern. The trees have grown closer to the wall. Their roots rise gently. Their branches stretch wide. You place your hand on one. It is cool, but not cold. The sky darkens slightly, not from weather, from time. A circle forms again by the edge. People stand, sit, lay. No order, no center. You join them. You breathe with them. You wait. A thread appears in the grass. Thin, yellow, faint. You follow it for a while, then lose it. You do not search. You continue forward. A stone is warm in the sun. You hold it. It cools in your hand. You place it on the dome. It does not move. Children chant. Not words, just sounds. They move in a line, then break. You walk the same path. You do not chant. You smile. The city feels quiet, not empty, just full. You press both hands to the wall. You close your eyes. You see light, shapes, a circle, a tree, a face. The city remembers you, and you remember it. The sky is soft today. Light drifts. The dome rests. The city is quiet. You walk without shoes. The ground is cool. You feel each step. No one calls. No one waits. But you feel others close. The dome reflects only sky now. No clouds. No stars. Just wide blue. You sit in its shadow. You breathe. Slowly. Fully. A boy places sand in a bowl. He tips it slowly. It falls in a line. You follow the line. It circles a stone, then disappears into the grass. You smile. A girl carries a mirror. Not polished. Not bright. Just glass. She places it on a stump. You look. You do not see yourself. You see the sky. Children sleep near the river. Their backs rise and fall, a rhythm without sound. You lay down nearby. You close your eyes. You match their breath. The wind shifts. Someone hums. It's not a song, just motion. A circle of feathers rests by the wall. Someone placed them there. You add one, then walk away. The fire is only memory, but the ground is still warm. You press your hand there. You feel welcome. A woman scatters petals in the grass. They do not fall in patterns, but they are beautiful. You kneel. You pick one up. It breaks in your hand. You smile. A stone is tied with string. It sits on a hill. The string flutters in the breeze. You sit beside it. You wait. You do not ask why. Voices pass you, not directed, not loud, but kind. You nod to the air. It nods back. A figure walks with a shell. It is empty. They place it on the wall. It stays. It hums faintly. The trees shift slightly. Their leaves whisper, not in warning, in greeting. You listen, then stand. The city rises slowly, not upward, not outward, but inward. You feel it. A bird lands beside you. It does not sing. It looks once, then flies. You follow the shadow. It disappears. You stop. The dome has changed, not in shape, but in feel. It no longer waits. It no longer reflects. It remembers. You walk the outer path. You do not count steps. You do not turn. The air cools. The sun dims. A small fire lights near the river. Just one. Just enough. You sit beside it. You do not feed it. You do not fear it. You let it be. Someone laughs in the distance. Not at anything. Just because. You smile. The city gathers once more. Not together. Not apart. Just present. You close your eyes. You listen to your breath. You feel your hands. Your feet. The air. And when you open your eyes again, you are still. You are here. And so is the city. And so ends our quiet journey through the first city. The fire has faded. The walls remember. The river still moves. And you are safe. You are still. You are here. Thank you for spending this night with us. May your dreams carry you gently, and may you wake with peace. Good night.